So is awakening gradual and progressive, and it happens in stages, or is it instantaneous and immediate, like the penny drops, something clicks, and you're awake? Well, the truth is, it's a little paradoxical. It's both. Because you already are this infinite consciousness that's appearing right now. Awakening to your true nature is recognizing this. So if you already are this infinite beingness, this infinite presence, then what do you need to do in time to recognize that? What do you want me to do? Sell you on some kind of, 10-week self-inquiry course? 10-week meditation? In order to recognize that you already are this presence of awareness? You see, there may be a process that can be relatively helpful, that appears in time, in this illusion of time, of distinguishing between what is temporary form, i.e. the mind, the body, the personality, the world, from what is changeless, everlasting, timelessly present, which is this beingness, this awareness. And that distinguishing through a process, through using the imagination, or we could call a kind of self-inquiry process or meditation, can be relatively helpful from one perspective, from the perspective of the individual moving through time. But from the perspective of consciousness, this timeless, ever-present beingness, this presence, this awareness, this appearing right now, and that already is, and that you already are, that's just another process that appears through the illusion of time in this timeless space of being. And once this is recognized, it's recognized that the whole time thing and the whole process thing is secondary. It's an appearance of this timeless beingness that's always present. So, from one level of the apparent individual who's apparently moving through time, it can seem helpful, or there can be the appearances of some processes in order to awaken, whether it be self-inquiry, meditation, etc. Or you have a one-on-one with someone. You do some kind of course. You read a book, you watch a video, you go to a Zoom call. All of these are processes, and all of these can appear to lead to awakening. So I'm not saying don't do them, because there may be some kind of unfolding, some kind of journey that has one distinguish between what is not essential to them and what is essential to them, what is their essential being, what is our essential beingness, this presence, this awareness that's appearing right now. An element of a process to distinguish that can appear in that illusion of time. But what's being recognized is immediacy, is timelessness, is immediately and always available peace of beingness that is already here right now. And from this perspective, from the absolute perspective, from the perspective of consciousness, from the perspective of self with a capital S, truth with a capital T, those processes really had nothing to do with this consciousness any more than anything else. Because this is infinite consciousness, this is infinite beingness, which can appear in an infinite variety of ways, including that appearance of an individual who does something and then has some kind of awakening experience. But that all appears in this beingness, this presence of awareness, this timelessness that's right here, right now. So the awakening bit, in terms of recognizing your true nature, is always immediate and always completely unconditional. That is true. It is completely unconditional of how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're experiencing. Because it is the timeless, ever-present space that all of that appears within. You don't need to go via a thought or feeling or some kind of experience really to get to this, because it already, switch this off, already is this. Okay? But to embody this in the way you think, feel, and behave happens in time, in this appearance of time, which unfolds in this space of beingness. So just notice this beingness, just notice this presence of awareness. Just notice that you are. This is your true nature. Just notice that the appearance of the person, the sight of the body, the thoughts in the mind, the appearance of looking out onto this world from a localized perspective, notice how that is a secondary phenomena. What's primary is this presence of awareness. What's primary is this screen that everything is appearing as. So just resting as this, there will be an unfolding of the release of those old emotions, feelings, contractions in the body, the limiting beliefs, when this is recognized. And there really is nothing to do, even though self-inquiry processes can appear to be helpful. Meditations can appear to be helpful because through that process of distinguishing, you recognize what's timeless instead of just getting caught up in all the form. But once you have that message, you can hang up the phone, and then it's the embodiment of it. Because awakening to your true nature really is just the beginning. It's not that no processes can lead to awakening, so no processes are helpful or useful. It's that if there is this appearance, if There is this momentum of feeling like one needs a process to see this. Then that process will be engaged with until through that process it's realized that there is no process. Maybe you engage with a process in order to see that there is no process. To recognize your true nature, this beingness. But then processes still happen from this place, this space which was always here and which was always everything. There still may be the unfoldment of processing old emotions, integrating this into how you think, feel, and behave through conversation, through different kinds of therapies, through different kinds of processes or approaches or practices, embodiment practices, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, holistic. Those processes can still happen in order to embody this truth on the level of the body and the mind. But that happens not on behalf of a separate limited individual who can get awakening in the future or fulfillment in the future, not on behalf of that belief, but on behalf of the truth that you already are this infinite consciousness that's appearing right now. And so, is that really embodied in the way that you think and feel and behave? And if it's not, then there's still some work to do. Some people get hung up if I say there's work to do or there's still things to do. Oh, well, isn't it supposed to be effortless? Aren't you supposed to then just not do anything? It's not that you don't do anything. It's that you don't do anything as this belief of being a separate limited individual anymore. You recognize that you are this presence of awareness, beingness, in which this form, this human form, this character appears. And that character, this appearance still does some things, and there's still choices and responsibility on the relative level. In this dream, there's still things to do. If you want to get somewhere, you have to maybe get in your car and drive it. It's no good saying, oh, well, there's nothing to do. Yes, it's true, there's nothing to do to recognize that you're this beingness, this presence. But there is something to do to drive to get to another place or to bandage a wound on your leg because it's gaping and infected. There is still something to do for those things and your emotional healing and your releasing and the way you embody this and show up in your relationships. And the realignment of all of your behaviors and all of those patterns, all of those negative patterns that are built up on behalf of this belief in yourself of being a separate limited individual and always needing to immunize against this pain and fear of separation. And for this body, mind appearance, temporary appearance, but nonetheless blossoming into an embodiment of that in the way that your nervous system comes back to a state of calm and equilibrium, so that your thoughts reflect loving thoughts that are on behalf of this understanding of yourself as everything and as everyone as one. Are you really showing up like that in your relationships? Are you really approaching all of your fears or all of those fears that are on behalf of the separate individual, and approaching those anyway, knowing that that separate individual is the illusion and these fears can't really harm you and these sensations can't really harm you, and just doing those things anyway, and doing all of your passions and dreams and all the things that you just want to naturally do, even if they're just spontaneous on behalf of no one. Are you really doing those things? If not, then you haven't fully embodied this, and it's just intellectual. Oh, there's no one here. It's always effortless beingness. Peace is always available. This is just, everything's just awareness. Everything's consciousness. Yeah, I get it. Great. But you're not embodying this. You're not really living like this. So, is awakening progressive or immediate? Let's get back to that question. It's both. Recognizing your true nature as this infinite beingness, consciousness, presence, awareness that's appearing right here, right now, is completely immediate and completely unconditional. As well as, on the relative level, some processes may appear to lead to it, as in you engage with a meditation or a self-inquiry or a book or a video, and at some point something appears to happen. There's a recognition that can appear in the world of time as a process. But what's revealed is that this timeless presence of awareness is immediate and always unconditional and always available, and is processless in that way. Then the embodiment of it in how you think and feel and behave is a process that can happen in time. But it's an awakened process, as in it's being done on behalf of this spontaneous consciousness unfolding, as opposed to a limited individual trying to find themselves in the world, in some kind of new experience. That illusion falls away. It is seen that no form, even the form of terrible panic attacks and general anxiety, feeling really uncomfortable in the body or having many chaotic thoughts in the mind, that is no obstacle to recognizing your true nature. In fact, sometimes when those things are happening, it can be easier in the way that you kind of want to escape that suffering. And so you're willing to look deeper. You're willing to look that closely at reality to see the truth. And this beingness isn't disturbed by those uncomfortable sensations, be it anxiety, anger, whatever else. It's not disturbed by the chaos in the mind, be it the darkest thoughts. There may still even be the appearance of a character and this feeling that it's really real and things are happening to me. But that still unfolds in this timeless beingness that is unharmed and untouched and undisturbed by all of that. And that can be recognized always immediately. But many of you, especially when you come on these calls with me and you want these kind of answers or this recognition, it's like you're looking for something else as well. You're looking to feel good in the body, to think peaceful, loving thoughts, to have peaceful, loving, harmonious relationships and life experiences, and to live with passion and flow. That's separate from awakening in one way, because awakening is unconditional on all of that. But the implications of awakening can mean that that unfolds as a benefit of recognizing your true nature. Because Usually, the reason why you are so contracted in how you feel and what you're experiencing and what you have the courage to do in life, that's all been generated by this belief in being a separate individual, this conditioning, this contraction, this illusion of separation. So yes, once that's seen through, then that can gradually collapse and a new mode of experience can unfold. But it's not dependent on any experience, because this beingness is the space in which all experiences unfold. So it's recognizing this beingness. Consciousness is always primary. Awareness is always primary. There is just a subtle joy in simply being. There is a peace that passeth all understanding, which is underneath even anxious feelings. But if you want to feel truly peaceful and calm in the body too, in terms of your nervous system, being consistently relaxed, being emotionally stable, emotionally regulated, consistently thinking peaceful, loving, harmonious thoughts and having peaceful, loving, harmonious experiences, that is something else. That's something extra on top of awakening, as it were. That's the blossoming of it. That's the embodiment of it. And there may be still processes that unfold. And effort may be effort may happen on the relative level, as in energy expended within this appearance of the individual to do things, to embody this, but it all happens in this timeless, effortless beingness. So it's recognizing yourself as this, resting as this, at the same time as doing that work and doing the things to embody this. This may be through facing your fears. This may be through various therapies, approaches, coaching, one-on-one support, group support, books, retreats, videos, whatever it is. But my message is a little bit different over here. It's like, once you've got the message of the true nature bit, you can still watch those videos and still watch my videos on non-duality and this awareness and consciousness and everything. But you don't need to just continue on that wild goose chase all the time, and be like, oh, because I'm feeling this bad feeling, then there's something else that I haven't seen. And there's more things to be seen. Or I haven't recognized my true nature fully yet. And then I've got to do more self-inquiry and more meditation, etc. And there's many so-called teachers out there that, they kind of get you on this. I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong or anything like that. There's nothing right or wrong about it. It's just under that premise that you're not fully awake yet and that you've still got more to do to awaken. Now, perhaps in that process, in trying to do more to awaken, more of this embodiment kind of happens. Because as you meditate, as you do self-inquiry, the nervous system calms down, the thoughts calm down, and more of the qualities and implications of this beingness shines through. And so, I'm not saying they're bad things, it's a good thing. But this is why I craft my message in this particular way, just because through my experience, it's like, we might as well say that this is already here and that this is already the case. Let's deliver and share in those self-inquiry processes and meditation processes to get to this, which is already here, if needed, if those conversations are needed. But then, once it's recognized, let's just have that recognized. What it's supposed to be recognized, that the individual who can do something to recognize this is the illusion. And so once that's seen, let's just live as this and then embody this through processes of moving through life, working on our passions, working on our business, creating our life experience through imagination, knowing ourselves as this consciousness, dreaming on behalf of the Absolute, on behalf of God, your wonderful human imagination. And there may be some deep things to feel through and process and release. It's like you can recognize immediately that the sky is already the sky. You can see the sky immediately, even if there is clouds. You don't have to clear the clouds to then see the sky. Although progressive paths can look good in that way, and they can be helpful in that way, because from one level, it is kind of easier to see the sky, or to feel that it's a sunny day if you clear those clouds. But let's remember that the sky is always present, and that you can know yourself as the sky even if there are clouds present. And then with the embodiment, to really feel this in how you feel, experience this in how you think and behave, and what unfolds, that requires the clouds to clear. So the sky, the qualities of the sky, the blueness, the sunny brightness, the warmth, the glorious sunny day can be fully experienced in this world of form as well. True non-duality isn't just the formlessness. It isn't just the there's no one here and that's it. It's both. It's the absolute and the relative. It's seeing the illusion of being the individual and yet still engaging with the mode of the individual, whilst knowing your true nature to be beyond it. I hope this video helps. For one-on-one coaching inquiries, for those serious about transformation, not just getting a little glimpse, but really truly embodying this, go to speaktoalex.com, speaktoalex.com. See you in the next video. Peace.